Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Heir of Hashut here, and we're going to continue our campaign of Chaos Dwarf Tyranny here, and we have got ourselves a big battle at Castle Drakenhof, and it's time to go get that fought and load in here. So appreciate all of you who have been watching the campaign. We're actually getting fairly close to victory. I think we're within 10 settlements of victory, so it should be relatively soon. And we're closing in on it, and taking Castle Drakenhof would be good because it will probably kind of break the back of the vampires. They probably have elite recruitment buildings here. Now, they may have some also over at Castle Tempelhof, so we'll need to bust them up there. But again, appreciate everybody who's been watching. Hope you've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it. I want you, though, please to go ahead and start thinking of ideas for the next Warhammer campaign and what you would like to see. I will, of course, put some messages up and talk through that when the time comes. I mean, we're not exactly all the way there yet, but we will be there soon. And like I said, I want to discuss that at length with folks and see if we can come up with some cool ideas on what kind of campaign. Could be something modded. Doesn't have to use mods, but you know, like if there's cool mods out there, something else that we should see, something we want to take advantage of. Again, definitely open to ideas and appreciate your comments. And again, for those who do take the time to leave a comment, thank you. That helps me a great deal. I very much appreciate it. The comments are a great way to help support the channel and only take a few moments of your time should you decide to do so. So again, definitely appreciate everybody. So here we go. And again, the comment can also be on the state of my ugly mug. I don't even limit you on your ability to insult me. All right, there we go. I just need to get a few more units set here. All right, I think we're good. We got some pretty nice support. Vlad is our opposite here, and I am going to begin bombarding him heavily. I would love to force him to come attack me, though he will probably just flee to the back of the map and await reinforcements. I do not have metal magic here, unfortunately, where I could do something such as what do you call it? Final transmutation. They're wasting your ammo on zombies. Let's just hit the Blood Knights. So yeah, we're going to sit here and bombard Vlad. I'm a little surprised that the AI didn't pull further back on the map, but to be fair, there's not a whole long ways to go before I'm just going to absolutely dump on them anyway. Wow, those Blood Knights and Black Knights are getting just crapped on. They're using Invocation on them too, which is great. If I can use up their magic reserve early, then that's just a huge benefit for me. I really do not have very effective magic in this battle, and that could come to haunt me. I do have reinforcements coming, so we will have magic there because Pizza the Hashut is pretty well equipped. So I'm actually going, I was thinking about using some fireballs, but let's not. Let's hold off. I'm actually going to hold off on the Hell Cannons for a minute too. We've effectively neutralized those two cavalry units. So we're going to hold off there a second. And I'm going to get my units. Yep, they're in defensive stance. Alright, we do have some big targets coming in. Some zombie dragons. I'm still 13 seconds to reinforcements here. So the vampires are going to have their full reinforcements in before I will. I'm going to actually take this guy up and start shooting Vlad and see if we can force those single entities to attack us early. Here comes our reinforcements. And need to get them all onto the battlefield. Oh, no, he's in melee. I don't want him in melee. Are my... Yeah, I don't know why my guys end up in a melee attack sometimes. Oh, dang, he hit me with the special von Karstein nonsense there that their lord gets. All right, I'm going to pull up my reinforcements. They have a special, I don't remember the name of the spell, but they hit Storm of the Night there. Yeah, so hit me with Storm of the Night. That's a good call. I forgot that they have access to that. It's certainly an appropriate answer. Come out here and get ready to counter this cavalry on my flank. I've got some Hobgoblin Wolf Riders. Yeah, we can hold that flank just fine. Alright, Gorduz is here ready to fight as well. Alright, we've got Pizza the Hashut, and we've got this guy here too. Let's see if we have any magic boosting. I don't have any magic boosting. The vampires have a whole lot more reinforcements coming in. There's no real spectacular target for my cannon. Well, actually, there is over here. There's a Blood Knight. Let's take that target. I've got a Cathay destroyer as well. I'm gonna kind of set up a flank protection here with my Hobgobbos. I'm gonna face some archers towards each flank to give me a little bit of range support there. And then I've got the Soul of Damnation very slowly making its way over here. It's a very powerful artillery piece, but it's also a very slow artillery piece. Doing some damage to those Blood Knights. It's another Blood Knight here. I don't know whether I'm going to have the angle because of that forest, but I'll attempt it. I don't mind doing a lot of damage to the Blood Knights. They're very dangerous units. There's also a Sylvanian handgunner here. It's a little bit concerning to me. Actually, I'm thinking about... No, this will be fine. I'll leave my fire glaives up front. I may have to retreat a couple of fire glaives. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to pull a couple of fire glaives back into a more defensive position, and although they're not very powerful units, I'll replace that hole in the flank with these sneaky gits. That way I have a couple of units in reserve to shoot at key targets. I would love to put some hits on Cairn Wraiths. These units. Graveguard with great weapons now too, so let's target those. So I'm going to target Graveguard. I'm going to try and put a hit into those units there. Let's take our two leaders out and see if we can draw those dragons in. We're getting hit with some magic again. Trickster Shard. Okay. Okay, they should be coming into range. Yeah, he's taking massive damage off of my gunners. And that's going to suppress that unit as well. So Siegfried von Karstein is going to go down in a hail of gunfire. That is very good for us. Vlad's army approacheth. There's some Terrorgeist coming in. I'm gonna kind of go forward. Oh gosh, dang, man, they hit me with that Van Karstein crap again. That is not great, but my guns are absolutely annihilating that Terrorgeist. That was fantastic for me. And we've got another Terrorgeist headed in, so my guns are causing pretty extraordinary damage at the moment. Okay, we've got to protect our flanks. There we go. Okay. Things are looking pretty good for us at the moment. Yes, another Terrorgeist getting just absolutely doused here. I need to bring my casters. I see some magic attack units over here. I'm going to go fill that in with a destroyer, and I'm going to put a burning head kind of off in this direction. We've cleared up most of this flank here, so that's looking good. I need to reinforce a little bit here. Just go ahead and hold off here. We want to be safe about our reinforcements. Okay, there's a couple of single entities still out and about here. I'm going to get my guns tuned into them. And then let's get the Soul of... Oh, dang, we're taking some hits here. Let's get onto that skirmishing stuff before they kill my cannons. That's a Sylvanian handgunner back there getting a hold of us. Alright, the Vargulf's taking a lot of fire, so we are holding our line just fine. Let's spin up some more magic. Find a good blob like right here and bombard it. Man, they are really after my lord there with that nonsense. Can we get this? It's not going to be easy to kill Vlad. Not easy at all. They've got another Vargulf coming in. I did not give that order, did I? Oh yeah, I did. Okay, my destroyer is holding up a big blob over here, but it's going to need reinforcements. I need my lord probably to come over here and help as well. We need to get that Vargulf. So I'm going to fall back here a little bit. I need some help here against these Black Knights. Pull my cannon back. We are getting mobbed pretty good at the moment. I need a burning head right here. That hopefully will buy me some help there. Our destroyer is doing very well down here on the ground. We are kind of losing right up there. Oh, that burning head though was vicious. It did a lot of good up this mainline fight. I'm taking a lot of damage, but we are also dishing an extraordinary amount of damage to the point where the vampires are now crumbling. So it was not an easy fight, like where we just GG everyone, but it's a fight that we are going to win and win handily. We're going to have to see whether those changes to Raise the Dead actually impact here. Vlad must be... is he on... no, he's not on... I guess he is unbreakable. He's picked up something that made him unbreakable. Or no, he's not unbreakable. He's just very, very powerful. Wow. Yeah, Vlad is an absolute unit here. Yeah, he's healing. It's why I think he's just healing at a tremendous rate, which I had mentioned that he's capable of. Now he's crumbling, so he's certainly not going to be able to keep up. But that was a tough fight. That was a big bunch of vampires. But we certainly had the capability. I was a little bit lackadaisical with some of my my units. Let's go ahead and just... I'm going to keep talking through this outro too. Some of my units should have been pulled back a little sooner, like my fire glaives. But ultimately it was fine. We did good. The fire glaives were amazingly effective against the vampire single entities with that range. And then honestly, the fire glaives are pretty good in a melee afterwards. They're not amazing because they are still a missile unit at the end of the day, but they're pretty solid, and they do have a small bonus versus large, which makes them more effective whenever they get hit by cavalry. They don't brace, though, against the charge because they're firing, so it does cause them to take a little more damage sometimes, but that was a very resounding victory for us over the vampires. In fact, I can army replenish some here, too. And my other unit is in an encamped stance, which means it's going to replenish. And I think here that when we attack, yep, we have both armies. It's saying low casualties at this point. Hopefully nothing important is going to get killed off. No, I don't see anything. So we are now in control of Castle Drakenhof. So that is one step closer to ultimate victory here, too. We can occupy it as a high-tier tower, and we're continuing to gain conclave influence, so despite that being extraordinarily expensive, it doesn't really matter ultimately. There's a gold mine here, which is going to be amazing, and then we have access as well to the income. We've also got recruiting set up. Let's go ahead and build that. So I'm making it a tremendous amount of armaments now because that one army was defeated. That number will go down some, but we also do have new factories coming online. That was a huge victory for us over the vampires. And it's going to start dropping all of the vampire corruption in the area as well, which is going to help a lot in terms of me securing these provinces. So yeah, but I think we should be 9 settlements away from victory, which again, I'm aiming for a long victory. Yep, we are 9 settlements away from long victory. Let's see where else we can attack. I don't remember exactly if we had to turn in... We're waiting here to get revenge on the Skaven, and then of course I'm re-recruiting this army to further get revenge. We have some cash that we can do upgrades with. Did we take damage here? Where's Crookback? Oh, it's besieged by a tiny Skaven force. Get out of here. Alright, so they're destroyed. And we can now continue that. Alright, good. Good, good. I'm going to improve our factories where I can. Extra defense is always good where you can. We could get extra income from raw materials. There's just really not much of a point. And there's no point in building this raw material output because we're not outputting any raw materials in that, so there's really none of these buildings make much sense for this province. I could build something, but we'd be better off to just, I don't know, put in like this Hobgobbo building or something, even though we're probably not going to end up using it there. Let's go see what we got going on against Grand Cathay. We've made our moves for this turn with Astragoth, but his Demon Smith Sorcerer here has some skill points. We're going to put that into careful casting. In fact, let's go back in here and let's check. Yep, here we go. Pizza the Hashut. He's got access to a Trickster's Helm here, which is definitely a better armor. So let's swap over to that. He's got a Sword of Strife. And we'll see whether we got anything better. He's got a Potion of Healing and a Dawnstone, neither of which is bad. Let's see. We got this Executioner's Axe. Enables Sundering and gives extra 20% weapon strength, so we're going to give him that. So Pizza the Hashut is really going to be packing now. And then the Dawnstone, it says we have stuff that's better. That's questionable at best. The Potion of Healing, I don't know, this might be better than a Dawnstone. Well, I don't know. Dawnstone's 15 physical resistance, so as long as we're not up against magic. Oh, we have a Talisman of Endurance, though, which is just straight up 8% ward save. Let's do that. The Possessed Amulet might be a good one too, but this should be fine. We were looking for a hand weapon though, and we do have the Obsidian Blade. Oh my gosh, plus 100 armor piercing damage? Does that take it away? Surely, wow. I mean, that is just 454 armor piercing damage. Pizza the Hashut is seriously packing now. Holy cow. That dude ain't joking. He is not joking at this point. That one's already available with someone else. Let's go see if there's anything open. Infernal Engineer. It's not really necessary. Leadership for the Lord's Army. I mean, sure, why not? Navigator immune to high seas and reef attrition. Sure, that's, I don't know if it'll be super handy, but we'll take it. All right, let's get into his skills here for Pizza the Hashut. We don't have Earthing for him yet, though, and that would be helpful. I think we were doing some upgrades elsewhere. Yeah, on his magic. I guess let's just go with Earthing. It's good to not have the overcast penalties as often. Gore does picks up skill point 33, and that means we can get Deadly Onslaught for him. He didn't even really have to fight in that last one. Survivalist is always a good one. Okay. Then who else? Gorth the Cruel. I like that. Cruel is the right idea here for Chaos Dwarves. Let's do this, and then the firing drills. Doomless. And then we got 3 skill points here. Let's do Molten Cores, get some Sundering attacks. Blade Master, extra powder. Awesome. Alright. So that is going to take care of our skill points. Now it's really just a matter of whether we've moved all the armies that we want to. I'm pretty sure this is the one I always go to. Yep, it doesn't need to be moved. Unfortunately, our characters are wounded, but they will be back. That one in 4 turns, and then Zaten in 3. His army will be partially re-recruited by the time he gets back. So it does look like we are ready to end a turn, though we do have technology we can assign. The last one we did gave us this military tech up here to Beast of Zharr. We finished everything here except for this one, and I should have used it because now that would come in handy here. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's get medical supplies, and then we'll do something different. I don't have extra armaments this turn, but I will in the next turn, so we can purchase some more. Recruiting slots. Let's go look for buildings, though, that require raw materials to upgrade, because I am sitting on a pretty large amount of raw materials. So let's repair that one. That requires raw material. This one requires raw material. So we might as well spend this raw material is kind of what I'm getting at here. Go ahead and spend some cash on these two. That one's raw material. Death Pass. That is a raw material upgrade. That one we are at tier 3 now, but I don't have enough raw material. Let's actually hold off. Can I build the iron building now? Yes. So this is going to give us even more armaments too. So there we go. Looking good. I am going to put a defensive structure there as well. Alright, that's all the spending I'm going to do. Let's end our turn and bring ourselves closer to victory, hopefully, here. Sweet. 9 settlements away, and I'll bet you we can get some more on this episode. And I don't think that that requirement requires us to be sitting in all of those. It just requires that we have occupied them at some point, raised them, or looted them. So we honestly would be better suited to just push at this point. And if the enemy comes in and takes a few small settlements behind our lines, it's not the end of the world. They're not going to extinct us at this point. Really, my armaments is the only thing preventing me from having, like, 2 or 3 more armies. And that's probably just some poor management on my point of the economy. Yes, I will take your trade agreement. Thank you. We are strength rank 1, and understandably so. Our armies are incredibly powerful. Okay, I'm going to head underground and push the assault here. There are 2 Cathayan armies here. One of them's beat up, though, so I think we can hold our own. And then this army is recruiting as well, so I can move this one up after the next turn to kind of help hold. And it'll be a smaller army, but still an army. Got some skill points. Let's take care of these before we get to the end of the turn. Scarred Veteran. Okay, so we're good there. We're picking up a lot of magical items at this point, too. Awesome. I might start out by killing that Cathay army with them as soon as they're done recruiting. Let's head out here for Astragoth. Astragoth can hit Stone Mine Tower, and that's going to take us down to 8 settlements until victory. So there we go. Not much to see there. And we still have a lot of raw materials, so I'm going to go ahead and occupy as a factory. Picked up an Armor of Destiny there, too. That's pretty solid. In fact, let's go take a look at our characters. Destiny, yeah, it's got a 10% ward save versus the fire resistance. Let's go ahead and swap that with him there. Ogre Blade. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to spend a ton of time on the equipment here because honestly, it's not going to make a huge difference one way or the other at this point. Alright, we do have the armaments. Let's go into the forge and start spending some of these armaments. I really like Fire Glaives and Blunderbuss, so it's gonna be expensive, but I'm gonna spend a couple of those. And then at this point, the elite infantry's cool, but just I need warriors on the field, and we can get them the easiest here. So, and then we can let's go ahead and grab a Great Taurus while we're at it. So that's gonna increase the amount of recruiting that we can do. And I will take care of, let's go into this army here and see what else we can add into the recruiting queue so we can get ourselves, let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 infantry. I think 6 infantry would be appropriate. That leaves us with 4 skirmishers, an artillery piece. We don't need another blunderbuss in this army, but having a Taurus wouldn't hurt here, and I think we're a little bit behind on recruiting, so when we got that one, it didn't actually open up another one because we had one more than we were supposed to have to begin with. We could just get more Fire Glaives in that army. Or we could just wait. I think we'll just wait. It'll be alright. And then maybe I'll grab a Fire Glaive in this other army over here. Because we're still waiting a turn for that Cathay Destroyer. Let's go ahead and grab the Fire Glaive. And I'll take the Blunderbuss here. I thought the Fire Glaives were only a 1-turn recruitment in Global. Were they not? Yeah, it's faster to recruit than in Global. Alright, must be a tech that we got. So there we go, it'll cost me more, but it'll be faster recruiting. Sweet. So this army is going to be gaining strength rather quickly. We made our move there. Let's head back over and see what else we can take. So Karak 8 Peaks, we've already taken it, and of course, the Skaven just ran away because they are just blatant cowards. And they got their little 1 victory over me, and now they're uninterested in gaining any real victory. We're going to occupy that as a tower again. Picked up a Potion of Toughness, that's pretty sweet. Go in here and see if we can... I'm going to swap that Potion of Strength for the Potion of Toughness because it is better. Mask of the Furnace. Let's see, Potion of Toughness. And then let's go and see, we've got the Sword of Anti-Heroes, Sword of Strife, Sigil Sword, Executioner's Axe. Let's throw the Executioner's Axe on him, and I think we have better armor here. The Helm of Discord's actually a really good one. We have this Black Shard armor as well. Let's throw that on. An Obsidian Amulet. We might have something better than the Obsidian Amulet at this point too. Yeah, we got the Possessed Amulet, which is for sure better. Yep, there we go. All right, that'll be a better bit of equipment there. And then his Castellan here can get some armor. Let's throw the Helm of Discord on him. I really like Helm. Oh, he's got Helm of Discord and Tormentor Sword. That is really actually a very nice combo. I'm gonna keep that combo on him unless I just have a really, really good blade here, which I don't think we do. So I'm gonna keep that. We got the Dawnstone, which probably makes the most sense. I don't like these obsidian things very much because I just don't find spell resistance very useful, so I'm going to fuse those. Yeah, we picked up another Executioner's Axe. Still like the Tormentor Sword there, and I'll just probably put that one on someone else. Because the Tormentor Sword can freeze enemies in place, and that can be really handy when you're like trying to take out a single entity that's busted through your lines. There we go. What about Gordas? Let's go take a look at his equipment. He's got his Dagger of Malice. He doesn't have a talisman or armor. And we have some armor we can probably get onto him. We don't have a great armor, but we have this Gambler's armor, which is better than nothing. And then a talisman. Again, we don't have anything great, but we probably have something. The Dawnstone, Opal Amulet. Probably, let's go with the Dawnstone for now. That'll work. Okay. All right. So we got some equipment on there. Take care of this skill point. And terrain vehicle, I guess. Okay. Our army's up in Sylvania. This one is totally healed. And I think I'm going to... We are not at war with the Empire factions, though. I would imagine we will be soon. But we are still at war, obviously, with the vampires. And we do have the movement points. We can go take Castle Tempelhof on this turn if I... Ah, dang, that army cannot actually make it all the way. That's frustrating. That's frustrating. I guess the vampires got rolled up over here by Gelt. That's what it looks like. I think we made our moves over here. Yeah, we made our moves there. Made our moves over here. I don't think we're missing any armies. I've got to decide what I want to do with these armies in vampire territory. This army can reach Castle Tempelhof and siege it. This one can reach them and reinforce too. It's just we're going to take attrition. That's probably not a big deal, to be honest. Let's just continue that siege. Because there's not really any enemies to make good on it, you know what I mean? Like, there's not any enemies in a good position to come in and just bushwhack me while my army's weak. So I'm just going to move them into reinforcement position and... Really? Come on. Gotta move a little farther forward. CA getting real specific on me there. Alright, there we go. Now we've got Vlad trapped here. We're just going to auto-resolve unless it's going to kill off one of my artillery units or something. I don't really enjoy the siege battles very much. And we've got ourselves another tower here, which we are almost out of influence here because we've been occupying so many towers, but we are gaining 307 per turn, which is almost enough for a tier 5 occupation each turn anyway. We're going to pick up some log output here. Don't have the money for those armament-focused buildings. And we can put in defenses, we can put in the Dreadquake mortar battery, we can put in this thing, which is going to help against Skaven corruption or anything else there, and then we can get some money. Sweet. Speaking of money, I have a lot, so I'm going to spend some. Alright. So we've gotten some money pushed out. We've made our moves. We have our lord that I don't really intend to move. The ogres could end up at war with us here soon too. We'll have to keep an eye on them. But again, we've got another army in the works there. So I'm feeling pretty good. Each of the Hashut picks up a skill point. We can get him magic reserves. There's skill point here on Gordas. Finish up survivalist. And a skill point here. Discard veteran. Any other skill points? Yes. Alright, right here. Sorcerer Prophet of Fire. Finish up firing drills. And that's the end of the skill points. And we need more armaments for the next turn. Okay, there we go. Yeah, our armaments should go down quite a lot in terms of what we're making per turn as those new units get recruited. It looks like, okay, they're coming back at me as scrap towers. Not a huge deal. Like I said, if we lose those settlements, it doesn't back up our victory progress. I'll go show you all that. I'm not going to just let the enemy roll in behind me, per se. Black Iron Mine. That sucks. Clan Wars went in and... Oh, that was that army that got away. I mean, they probably will defeat me here. I don't want the Skaven behind my lines, so I may have to go chasing them, unfortunately. Because the Skaven are annoying, you can't see what they're up to, and all of a sudden they might show up with a bunch of stacks and really irritate me. I have other armies I can use to press forward and gain the victory with, so we should be good. Alright. I'm not going to be surprised if we end up at war with Baltasar here very quickly. Just not ideal. I'd rather not go to war with him at the moment because I think there's easier pickings for me to get to victory. Take the shortcut, not worth it. Avoid the battle and keep moving. I don't want to fight Skaven. Just avoid it and keep moving. Alright, I hate Skaven, if you all haven't noticed. Like, I hate them a lot. It is tempting to turn around and go after Cathay. And Nobbler Gorge, and... Oh, those are owned by the Ogres, so never mind. I'm not going to attack the Ogres at the moment. Wow, I made a stupid mistake here. Then yes, I am going to return to Scrap Towers, and we might very well get attacked by 2 Cathayan armies. But I'll take my chances on whether we can defeat them with this army. I think we can.
Not a slave.
Yep, I think we can. We'll give it a shot. This army finished what, a little bit of recruiting they were doing here, so now I should be able to come out and bushwhack this Cathayan army who's been here. It says that they're going to cause me medium casualties. I disagree wholeheartedly. So an unbreakable to the assigned unit. Which unit would we want unbreakable on? It's kind of it's an okay trait, but it kind of gets your infantry killed sometimes rather than them routing physical resistance. I'll just put it on my elite infantry. Let's go ahead and fight this one. Okay, battle's underway. I'm going to put my skirmishers in a defensive stance and my artillery in a defensive stance. I have metal sorcery available to me here. I'm going to go put that to use. Oh man, our artillery already got a devastating hit out here. I'm going to assume that that was not the Death Shriek rockets. The Death Shriek rockets are okay once they get fully upgraded. The Dreadquake mortar is the one that is really the bruiser in these fights. Cathay is going to be... Oh, that was... Oh, that was just absolutely disgusting. Alright, there we go. I get a final transmutation spun up. And then I have got some pretty brutal bombardments to feed to Cathay over here. Alright, so Cathay is getting absolutely hammered. Their Jade Lancers are likely to get swatted here on the way in. I'm going to come intercept their charges. There we go. I have intercepted the charges of their cav. I think they have a great target for spirit leeching. Let's get rid of this stuff back here. And then I'm going to turn my artillery onto those peasant archers. Awesome. So we push back the Jade Lancer assaults. They do have some pretty dangerous halberds here, but they are now under fire, and I should be able to overwhelm them. I'm going to Spirit Leech them too. I won't do a ton, but you know, we'll throw some extra damage in there, and then I can also debuff the crap out of them. Basically force their defeats. Let's go get those peasant archers. So we have really stuck it to this army. I don't know what the AI was drinking whenever they came up with that medium casualty estimate. There's nothing medium casualty about anything that I'm experiencing at the moment. It's heavy casualties, but of course for Cathay, not me. They still have some halberds over here that we need to clean up. Yeah, those halberds. I told you they were tough. I'm gonna Helm of Discord those guys on the way out of that, and then drop some extra bombardments over here as well. Those halberds are tough. They get chopping at you there. You saw what happened to my lord. That's the only significant damage that Cathay has caused to me at this point. My artillery just absolutely crapped on him. Okay, there we go. Easy victory. Alright, well, that was a very solid victory. We're going to take the cash there, so Cathay defeated. And that army gets its first legs here in combat. Come back to Pig Barter. We can put this army to use here soon. And let's get them the skill points they earned. Looks like Hellforged Ordnance was picked first. This must be a lord that I already had. Interesting. I'm going to actually respec this lord. Well, I was thinking about respecking it to make sure that I got the cost reduction, but I'm sitting here looking at my income. I mean, is that really necessary? Probably not, actually. Let's go ahead and just buff the infantry and missiles, and then we'll focus. There we go. We're still going to get to Unbridled Cruelty very quickly, even though we can't quite get it yet. Okay. Yeah, that'll be more appropriate, I think, for those guys. We've got a Convoy Overseer who leveled up here. Really doesn't have anything, so we're going to go with Wayfinders first. It's always the best. And then, let's see, our Demon Smith Sorcerer of Metal, we're going to improve Final Transmutation. And that is going to be close to all the time I have for this episode. Let's see if there's anything else we can pull off. Yep, we got Astragoth. Let's see if he has an enemy settlement in his sights. Unfortunately, no from this position, but we can move closer to Bitterstone Mine. And then this army can go take Valea's Sorrow, and we'll have to go after the Skaven with this army. But we'll go ahead and take Valea's Sorrow off the Skaven here. Is that Skrulk? No, it just looks like him. Okay. I was wondering if they had maybe confederated Skrulk. Skaven Guild, so picked up another settlement. So that's going to leave me, in terms of victory, 6 settlements away from victory. Something might be possible in the next... Oh, we're at war, really? We're at war with Skarbrand? Why?
Watch closely as I butcher your thralls.
How about you don't butcher me and let's butcher everybody else? How about that? I didn't know Skarbrand was capable of making peace, to be quite frank, but there we go. There's no point in me fighting Skarbrand right now. Like, that just does not make sense. So, yeah. Skarbrand can continue to punch greenskins in the face. That's totally fine with me. There we go. So Skarbrand saw a reason, which I thought the only reason that he had was a reason to disembowel, but regardless, it worked out for us. I'll take it. I do not want to spend armaments on buildings, so let's actually head into the Forge and unlock an Iron Sworn, an Infernal Guard, then Fireglaves are getting expensive. Get a Fireborn. It's not terrible, and then we can still afford a War Machine here too. Alright, so there we go. It's going to allow for more recruiting. And this army is pretty well stocked in terms of infantry and skirmish. It just needs to be finished up with support, so I really need centaurs in this army, ideally. That's what I should have spent my money on there, but I did not. We could use maybe one more artillery piece here.
An
Iron Demon's fun, but they're not like incredibly damaging. You know what? A Fireborn and a Taurus might be good here. So that army needs a little bit of mobility. And then we could pick up a Deathshriek rocket launcher here for a little bit of work. So that'll get this army put back together a little quicker. Still a couple of turns before those troops come back. Good on artillery here. We're pretty good on infantry. I mean, I don't know. Again, we just kind of want to stack this army up. So let's just stack it up here. Okay. Couple turns there, and we can grab another one here. So we'll have a... Oh, those are quicker to recruit in the global as well. Because of the tech that I have. There we go. All right, so let's get those recruited. And that's going to be pretty much it, folks. We just need to garrison this army. And there is a settlement. I can go take the Griffin Wood. That would give me one. Otherwise, I have to go kind of through some other territory to get to where I need to be. I need to keep an army around here, though, because I'm fairly certain we're going to end up at war with Balthasar here very quickly. I could move underground with this army, and the Empire's not going to like me passing through their territory, but I can get underground right here, and we can head towards Dwarfbad. So that'll do it without me having to cross their territory. But like I said, we're very likely going to be at war with them soon. Anyway, HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll see you all next time in the Chaos Dwarves campaign. See you then.